left DAW has a girl left breath. Oh blah blah blah, giggles my books chick island blah blah blah, me back at W.
Okay, go rate this guy, boys. I'm minding the stream right now, but go rate this guy real quick. Say Texas sent you, go rate him, see what's up. I'll be over there in the stream for a bit. Alright, let's get it. Let's go, boys. I better see you guys all over there, because I'm not in the stream right now. Go over there, go rate him. Alright, boys, I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace out. Love you guys. And tomorrow again at the same time.
This is not the only one I have to go with, but
peace out, boys.
Kanakai with log lag left notices that you're a boy log lag left. DAW has a girl left breath.
I think it's safe to say that just like any game, Minecraft has got its fair share of useless features. There's just a handful of items and different things that you can do that seem a tiny bit pointless to me. But today, hopefully, I'm going to change that opinion because we're going to be taking those useless features and we're going to be adding a use to them. Now, the first useless feature that we're going to be targeting today is this guy right here, the bat. Now, although I absolutely love ambient mobs in Minecraft, I like the fact that the world feels alive with them. Bats? They're just annoying. I mean, they make horrible noises, they're really difficult to kill due to their erratic flying patterns, and they don't even drop anything when you do kill them. Useless. But here's my concept. Back in the early days of Redstone, we would build things like this. Now this is a chicken randomizer, and the idea is that the chicken would randomly power this redstone lamp when it decides to move. But as you can see, they're fairly reluctant to move. I mean, they take ages to do anything. You know what, I might actually be onto something here. I'm serious. This guy is super active, he kind of moves around a lot, and it turns the thing on and off quite frequently. This is perfect. The only thing is that it would be so incredibly difficult to catch a bat and get it into a redstone contraption, and then of course you'd have to rename it to stop it from despawning. But I would say this is a huge success. I mean, look, that is a true circuit. Amazing. One green outline for the bats. Okay, next up we're going to move on to an item in Minecraft that, to be honest with you, has always confused me a tiny bit. I don't really know if there is any use for it. That is this old chestnut, the chorus fruit. Now, if you eat one of these, I don't know if it will actually work in survival mode, but if we pop through into survival here and eat it, you can see that it randomly teleports us to a location. Now there has to be something that we can do with this. Now I wonder, can I use it to get on top of things? Oh! Hold the phone! That has just put us on the other side of that wall. Forget going on top of things, what about getting inside of things that you're not meant to be getting inside of? That's a genuine you. Give me a second. So here we have Jimmy's impenetrable stronghold. As you can see, this is one solid block of obsidian, and I can't get in there because what I'm equipped with is a diamond hoe. So let's see if I eat this chorus fruit. Okay, we've gotten further away. That's not the best start. Okay, we've gotten further away once again. Oh, I mean, it's kind of one of those things. It's like a game of chance. You don't really know where you're going to end up, but I'm sure at some point I could end up on the inside. I mean, it's got to happen. Unless there's some kind of Minecraft rule about teleporting inside of structures. It could be a genuine thing. Oh, that was close though. Oh, there we go! So we can get inside of structures using chorus fruit. There we go, and look at these valuables. No wonder you built an impenetrable fortress. So, chorus plants get an absolute yes from me. That's incredibly useful. In fact, that's kind of made it jump the list from being very unuseful to being one of the most useful items I can think of. Now, this one's going to be tricky. I mean, other than looking good, what does this do as a pressure plate that makes it not useless? I know what it's meant to do. It's meant to give off redstone outputs depending on how many entities are on top of it. But in my experience, that doesn't really work so well. So my first idea was to do a farm speed indicator. So this is a system which shows you how fast your farm is they all land on these pressure plates, and you can see that the little gauge goes upwards from 0, which is like base level, to F, to speedy, to real fast, to blitzkrieg, to a literal fire. Your farm is producing so many items, it's actually producing flame over there. And as you can see, yeah, the redstone lamps begin to increase. I wonder if I can get a literal flame. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to pull it off. But, of course, this idea is about as useless as the feature itself, because all of the items just sat there to despawn. All of the items that your farm is producing, well, they're not going anywhere, they're just landing on that pressure plate. And obviously you can't put a hopper underneath the pressure plate, because then the gauge won't work, and the pressure plate will power the hopper, which means that the hopper won't pick up the items. Stupid. But I'm not quite done with this idea just yet, because now we're going to take a look at mobs, which the weighted pressure plate actually seems to work a little bit better for. Now, unfortunately, gold is still pointless for this application, but iron is definitely useful, because if we start getting some zombies in here, you can see that we're going to add some of them. Gradually, our redstone signal strength out the back here is going to increase. Now, eventually, once we get enough zombies, it is actually going to power that redstone lamp. So let's see. Should be happening any second now. We've got quite a few zombies, so obviously if we had some form of XP grinder, this would be expected. There we go. Okay, so there is our zombie. Now, if we add in, so 1 more zombie, 2 more zombies, 3 more zombies, 4 more zombies, that's when they start taking that damage, and it's pointless to get any more. So this redstone lamp is actually a good indicator when it's probably a good idea to actually start killing all your zombies so none of them get wasted. Useful. So all's going well so far, but I don't necessarily have the highest hopes for this one. The fact that you can place redstone on top of pistons and it actually functions, which is surprising, but all of the redstone breaks when the pistons retract, which is a real shame, by the way, Mojang. I mean, seriously, this is a feature that could definitely be added into the game, and everyone would definitely be very happy about it. I mean, I guess this could be like a one-use, really compact monostable circuit. Is that use? I can't remember the last time I did a one-use monostable circuit, so probably not. But a trap, something like a trap, is generally a one-use mechanism. So I think we could have come up with something here, and it's really, really simple. As you can see, we've got ourselves some pressure plates, we've got ourselves a piston door, the player walks forward, and instantly those blocks get pushed out of the way, and we fall down into some lava. Now, the way that I've done it is we've just got a gap underneath the piston door, we've got the blocks right here, and then pressure plates on top of the pistons, and as soon as you power those pressure plates, they pop off, but also push the blocks ahead, and as fast as possible. Can't get any faster than that, and that creates a trap. Now, is that useful? I think I'm going to give this one an amber. Reason being, I mean, sure, it is a use. We have found a use for placing redstone on top of pistons, but there are better traps out there. Oh boy. Before we had horses, we had these guys. Pigs, saddles, and carrots on sticks. Now, it's not a fast way to travel, is it? So there's no use there. Okay, I would say in general transport, there's not a use. So we're going to have to come up with something a little bit different. Now I'm just wondering, could this be a way to sustain some serious fall damage? I mean, this... No. Okay, the pig doesn't break our fall in the slightest. Now that I've got myself a replacement stunt pig, I've noticed that there's a gap in the terrain right here, which a regular pig should be able to fit through, but I cannot. Oh, that's actually quite handy. So we can travel through 1 block high spaces using a pig. Oh my word, that's giving me a gut. Imagine that as a maze. You know what, there's no need for imagination. Here we have a pig, here we have my little carrot on a stick, and if we pop through here, it's a little invisible maze where you have to make your way round navigating via pig. Okay, so I have to go up like this. Oh. And I've managed to make it out on the other side. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. This is one of the best uses I've found for anything in Minecraft ever. If we're getting green concrete, this is getting emerald blocks because of how useful it is. For this next feature, I'm actually having to venture away from our little area and go on the hunt for a feature in Minecraft that is pretty rare and also totally pointless. There it is, in all of its glory. The desert well. I remember when I first started playing Minecraft, when these were first introduced into the game, they were pretty crazy, you know. You'd see these appearing in the desert and you'd think to yourself, wow, that's amazing, new features, new Minecraft structures. But nowadays, you know, we've got some pretty rad structures. I mean, we've got a village over there, we've got another village over there, obviously we've got the woodland mansions and the actual desert temples. Those things are pretty impressive. This is starting to look a little bit pants. So what I'm going to do is transform it into something that isn't so pants, which is just a tiny little bunker underneath here. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is clear out some of the water temporarily, and then we're going to build trapdoors and little chest systems down at the bottom here so we can have a tiny little base hidden under this well. Now it's nothing too crazy, but I think it's worked out pretty well. So if you take a look at the eastern edge and throw an item in, you'll see that our pistons open up and then we can drop down to the bottom and we have access to all of the chests. We can use up all of the crafting benches, furnaces and everything like that. Then when we're done, we just pop up into the water stream, make our way to the top, and then we grab our item from the hopper that's down at the bottom there, and that will close everything behind us so that we're nicely hidden away. Now, can you imagine how cool it would be if Mojang was to add something like this into the game? I mean, we've already got some redstone in the jungle temples, we've got some redstone in the desert temples, I think even the woodland mansion might have a little bit of redstone. Would it be so difficult for them to sneakily add something like that in, just so that these little wishing wells that are dotted around the desert actually have a use to them? I think that would be amazing. Anyway, back on over by our useless area, the last feature that we're going to be taking a look at in today's video is the furnace minecart. We're gonna try and find a use for the furnace minecart. Find a use for the furnace minecart. A use for the furnace minecart. Yeah, that's not going to happen. And on that note, it's time to end today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Get out of here. Just keep along in like 2010 at the very latest.
Every day, I work hard to lead a healthy lifestyle for myself and my 2 kids. But no matter what I do, the weight always comes back again. There has to be something more that's keeping me from reaching my weight loss goal. That's why I decided to talk to my doctor. My doctor said it's not just about my willpower. There's a science to it.
We're all human. At least, I'm assuming all of you watching this video are human. We all make mistakes. Except, I tend to make more mistakes than the average Minecraft player. So today what I thought I'd do is take you through 50 of the silliest ones that I seem to make very quite often. Breaking an ender chest without using a silk touch pickaxe. As someone who now stores pretty much all of their important items inside an ender chest, this one is particularly egregious. Heading off on a proper Minecraft adventure, you're going to be traversing all sorts of terrain, travelling thousands upon thousands of blocks, and around about 20 minutes into the journey, you realise, oh, you've only brought about 7 bits of food with you. This is even worse in the nether, because there's no way that you can kill off these guys. You're going to start from there. So you've just been at AFK overnight, loading up all of your farms, getting tons upon tons of items, and because you're not a complete moron, you've taken off your armour and you've put all your tools inside a chest just to keep them safe. Then you jump off your base and forget that actually you haven't re-equipped your elytra. And the same sort of situation often occurs when I jump off the top of my base and then realise that actually I probably should have checked the durability of my elytra. Yeah, that would have been wise. Anyway, that's enough of not flying. How about flying too much? I often find that I activate my flight duration 3 rockets in far too small spaces, and then you end up with situations like this happening, which are very, very terrifying. I'm nearly done with the elytra-based comments, but one other thing that I often find myself doing is flying down staircases that I really shouldn't fly down. For example, this one. This one has claimed me a good number of times. One thing that I just recently discovered, and almost to my death, is that if you have a pillar of blocks and you have a bunch of arrows in them, you have to be very careful as you make your way down, because you can occasionally be hit by your own arrows. This almost killed me the other day. You've never been able to place water in the nether, yet recently in a Mincraft episode, I completely forgot about that and spent a long time discussing how I was going to create an item transportation system with sorting systems that involve water streams. Using lava as decoration in highly flammable builds, such as wooden houses. I mean, this doesn't even really need mentioning. We've all done it, and I think we can all agree it's really stupid. Accidentally holding shift when trying to place water into a cauldron. Now, this may not sound like a big deal, but I often use cauldrons inside my redstone circuits, and it can create very big messes. I've actually gotten pretty lucky here. Surrounding my bed with glass or other objects that I'm not allowed to respawn on. So when I die, I get a little message that says, your home bed was missing or obstructed, and I spawn absolutely miles away. Making doors that don't have pulse extenders, or at least don't use wooden buttons, so every single time I try to go through the door, it doesn't give me enough time. Please, if you're making doors like this, just stop playing Minecraft. It's the most frustrating thing on the planet. Okay, that might have been a little bit harsh. Just use wooden buttons, please, so that I can get into your base. Unless you don't want me in your base, in which case that's fine. Do whatever you want. Not checking the durability of my pickaxe before a mining session. Now this is frustrating beforehand because I get to the place where I want to mine, and then I realise, oh, I've got no durability in my pickaxe. But it's also very depressing during the mining session because often I discover that I haven't got much durability left in my pickaxe because it suddenly just disappears. Yes, that's always very sad. Thinking to yourself, right, tonight is the night that I have to go AFK. I need to make sure that I get the items from my farms, I need them for tomorrow's project, going AFK, and then turning off your computer. Very guilty of this one. Speaking of going AFK, I used to do it with all of my precious items on me, but then one time, a baby slime managed to get into this room over here while I was AFK fishing. It then pushed me off in this direction where I was within range of the Guardians. They shot me to death and I lost all of my good stuff. But what are the chances of that happening? That's totally ridiculous. Forgetting your torches when you're doing large-scale underwater projects so you have no way of breathing. They have to keep popping up to the surface. Now, of course, this is all going to change with the aquatic update that's on the way. Using Frostwalker. I just think it's a rubbish enchantment. I mean, why on earth would you want this? And it completely ruins item transportation water streams and often updates water that you don't want it to update, and then half the time you end up falling through your own ice anyway. I mean, it's just terrible. As mentioned earlier on, I store all of my important items on the Mincraft server inside shulker boxes inside ender chests. But often, I take those shulker boxes out of the ender chest, place them around somewhere, and then forget to put them back in, which means that I can't access them anywhere else in the world. There's meant to be a whole bunch more of this. Now, I'm a bit of an old school Minecraft player, and I remember the days when you didn't need lapis to do enchanting sessions. However, it's not those days anymore, and I really need to get it into my head that I need to bring this stuff if I want to enchant anything, because I can't remember the last time that I actually brought it with me on the first try. I never use potions in Minecraft. I can't remember the last time I actually brewed up a set of potions for me to use personally. And they're fantastic. I mean, look, I'm standing in this lava lake and I'm absolutely fine. This makes the nether a lot less scary. One thing that I'm personally very guilty of is heading off on a mining session with an inventory that looks a little bit like this. I get all the way down there, I set up the beacon, I do everything, and then I realise that actually I've got a very full inventory and have to travel back to my base to empty it all out. Enchanting tools and repairing tools and putting books together to create new enchantments to enchant that tool in an insane way, doing it in the wrong order. I'm not 100% certain what the order's meant to be, but I know that I do it wrong. Accidentally igniting your own TNT when you're working on a track. Oh, I wish I could say that I didn't do this, but there's been a number of times in trap videos where I destroyed the entire creation. Staying on the topic of TNT, how about designing an entire build based around the block? This was my design for the TNT shop at Mincraft Season 4 in the shopping district. As I constructed it, and then was later informed by Exubervoid that if a creeper exploded near this, or if a skeleton with a flame bow managed to hit it, it would ignite the entire thing, destroying the whole shopping district. Don't build anything like this if you want to stay friends with the other people on the server. Using a texture pack that looks like this. Now, I understand that maybe Minecraft isn't the best looking game in the world when it comes to graphics, but that's kind of the point. What we don't need is crazy realistic textures.
but a triple butt luge gets you into Arizona State. Oh, man, look at these girls' booties. Nice pig tattoo. I wonder what the spiritual meaning behind it is. The ass hairs filter out all the impurities. It's like a butthole Brita. I'd rather do this than drink an IPA. Yeah, they're too hoppy. Straight up ass assault at the end was a delightfully unexpected twist. These guys inspired me to open my new bar, Tap That Ass. It's in Gainesville, Florida. Stop by this Sunday to see Double-A baseball role player Tim Tebow. His shift is from noon to close. All right. Half the records in the Guinness Book are complete nonsense. Find me a cooler group of dudes. Oh, wait. He also broke the fake record for time spent using a watermelon as a pillow. Someone please say hi back. Should try that with coconut. Or a grape. That'll be impressed, but not really. He also does circumcisions. Some of those cuts were awfully sloppy.
Just gonna
I'm pretty
blow
sure
up.
that guy
Your friends or
was
innocent bystanding sheep? I think I know what the answer is going to be. Don't move any closer. Please, I know that you're kind of looking at it. Rain looks disgusting, it sounds disgusting, and it makes the sky go disgusting as well. I refuse to have it when I'm recording a redstone video. But one thing that often happens is I put one too many zeros on the end of my weather command. I mean, it happens all the time. Building a farm that has far too many mobs in it to the point where it actually becomes a hazard for both the mobs and also any player that falls into it. I mean, can you believe that? I've just been killed by chickens. Chickens! Have you seen what a chicken looks like? Strip mining in the nether is stupid for a number of reasons. Number one is if you travel fast enough and you're sprinting with your efficiency 5 pickaxe, you're probably going to fall down a hole or into some lava. But also, more importantly, you can get far more quartz just by roaming around on the surface and picking up all of the bits that you can already see. Oh my word. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that you have to be careful of. Lava is fast in the nether. Bring in the absolute perfect amount of building supplies so that you can build your beacon pyramid, while forgetting the fact that you also need one extra piece of iron, diamond, gold or emerald to actually place it inside the beacon. Of course you haven't remembered that, and of course your base is 5,000 blocks away. Another problem that I often have with beacons, especially in Hermitcraft Season 4 when I had a massive flying base, was to build said beacons under said massive flying base. Obviously the beacon beam can't then go up to the sky, and that means you don't get any of the power-ups. That's always annoying. When you've built the entire thing and you stood there not understanding why it works, then you've realised that you put it under an iron farm, yeah, never feels good. Speaking of iron farms, accidentally creating infinite water streams is something that you have to be very careful of here. If you misplace this water source block and accidentally put it down there, then it fills the entire thing with water. But I guess that's nowhere near as bad as the time that I accidentally broke this part of my base, creating infinite water sources all the way around the bottom. Now that really wasn't fun, but I can promise you this guy is having a lot less fun. I have no clue how long he's been sat here, but I told him to sit down clearly in this spot a very long time ago, and then completely forgot about it. Now forgetting about your own dog is a very, very stupid mistake to make, so I guess let's put it right. You come with me, friend. Trying to kill magma creams with zombie pigmen around. Recipe for disaster. I mean, the fact that you have those group attacks where it hits multiple things within the area, it's just not good. It's not good. Not good. Not good. I wish I was better at Minecraft sometimes. I think that's enough survival mode for one day. How about we move over to creative mode? And one of the things that really annoys me is when you shift click items in creative mode. I always do it in survival to move things around in my inventory. In creative, they just get deleted. Another thing that often happens is I'm in the search area of the creative mode inventory and I press E to get out of it, and then I end up writing something a little bit like this as I try my best to move forward and navigate my player while I'm still in the search area. How would you even say that? Mining out a block that I'm currently standing on. Believe it or not, I actually do this way more than you would think. I'm kind of surprised I actually survived that. Updating blocks that you really, really shouldn't update. Gravel in the nether definitely springs to mind. If you break any of these, I mean, that's good night. You're just a goner. Don't touch overhanging gravel in the nether. It's probably going to end badly. Now this one is a very important one, so I'm going to get very, very close to the camera. Now if you're building a redstone contraption and you're following a tutorial that was released in 2012 or 2013, you have to accept the fact that there's a slight chance that it's not going to work anymore. Now if you do build it, and you do decide to take that risk, and it still doesn't work, then don't go over to that YouTuber's comment section and call them all sorts of horrible names just because you're too daft to realise that maybe redstone might have changed a little bit in that time. Newsflash, it has. Lots of old redstone contraptions are broken. Please. I sometimes go back to the comment sections of my old redstone tutorials and I could just put my head through my desk, through the floor and into the wall beneath me because it just makes me want to cry. And not because it makes me upset or anything like that. The comments don't get to me. They're just so ridiculous that you think to yourself, what on earth are you doing? How do people like you exist? Anyway, moving on from that one. Using one coal block to smelt just one item. Yeah, that's a really silly one. Yeah, really silly. Just stop putting comments on my old redstone videos. I mean, sorry, that came out of nowhere. Let's move on again. Building a base that is heavily focused on redstone in the center of the ocean. I mean, what a silly, silly thing to do. What kind of silly person would do something ridiculous like that? Every single time water flows in and destroys one of my redstone contraptions, I seriously begin to rethink some of my life choices. Grossly underestimating the size and scale of a project that you want to take on. I mean, come on, how many times have you done this? You think to yourself, oh, that will only take a couple hours, let's do it. 30 hours later, and you're still working on it. I'm sure we've all had some of those. Accidentally shift-clicking when you're using this area here. I mean, I only wanted one of those. How am I... What sort of use am I going to have for that? I guess that works. But on the topic of the new crafting book, not having it in showing craftable mode. Otherwise you're just going to be searching through a bunch of items that you're not able to craft. I mean, why would I want to look at a block of diamonds? Look at me, all I've got is a bunch of sticks and a bunch of wood. What use is that? I'm not going to be able to craft those in a million years. That being said, one thing that does happen to me when it comes to the crafting book is I stand here thinking, this thing's broken. I've got plenty of wood on me, why can't I make a set of stairs or a slab? And then I realise that actually I'm not looking at a crafting table. Accidentally nudging a minecart that you wanted to get in and watching it travel off into the distance without you in it. Capturing loads and loads of mobs, using minecarts, transporting them around, getting them into the correct locations, only to forget to rename them and have them despawn. This happened a lot during the aquarium project. Tons of guardians are moved over, placed inside their areas, but they don't have their lovely name tags. That's a big issue. And for the final mistake that I'm going to feature in today's video, it would be to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You see, I've been reading through my comment section, and according to some people, I make terrible videos. It would be a real mistake to subscribe to me on YouTube, but here comes the logic. You can learn from your mistakes. And learning's great. I mean, people love learning, so you should subscribe and maybe you'll learn a thing or two. That doesn't make any sense, does it? I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next video.
You want a truck that does one thing, or a truck that does them all? A truck that's skilled enough to be all seen, smart enough to be all known, strong enough to be all powerful. The all-new Ram 1500. Motor Trends 20.
Hello everyone, this is Mumbo. Welcome back to another Minecraft video, and in this one we're going to be doing something just a tiny bit different. Today I was looking through some old files and I managed to find this thing right here. Now this is my original testing world from when I first started my YouTube channel. So you know the testing world that you guys know, the one that's massive and has all the crazy redstone contraptions in it? That was actually my second redstone testing world that I started about 9 months into my YouTube channel. This is the first, the original. So what I've done is I've gone into the oldest version of Minecraft I could possibly get to work, which is beta 1.5 or Minecraft full release 1.5, and we're going to try our best to take a look through everything and see exactly what is going on. And straight away I am seeing a bunch of very familiar redstone contraptions. Oh my word, this place was densely compacted. I mean, look at this place. We've got like redstone contraptions under redstone contraptions. Wow. Well, I just logged back in and the world's deleted. I hope I'm not gonna... Right, I've got some excellent news. Not only did I manage to get the world back, but also I've managed to get a slightly older version of Minecraft working that was actually the update that I stopped playing this world in, and it is the update with chained buds. Now that is important because if I grab myself a fence gate, we could power pistons like that. Now you will see that a lot throughout all of the redstone builds right here. Look, we can see redstone lamps right there, so instead of using a fence gate, I used a redstone lamp because fence gates are extremely noisy. But there are certain redstone contraptions that I know just have hundreds upon hundreds of fence gates in them, and that used to be the noise. It was pistons and fence gates. That's how you used to do redstone contraptions. So take a look in here. I imagine... Oh, come on, there's got to be, now that I've said all of this, there's got to be some fence gates somewhere. No way. That's the poisonous. My mouth is wide open. It's so cool to see this still working. Oh my word, so we're in Minecraft Beta 1.3, and that's the update that this was constructing in. Of course it works. Wow. It's beautiful. That is beautiful. That is absolutely stunning. So this is my actual house recreated in Minecraft, and right now I am sat in this chair looking into these computers recording this video, which is all a little bit confusing. Now I posted this house about a month ago and I asked you guys to fill it up with redstone contraptions, and you guys went mad. This first one comes from Opposec, who has filled this with lots of really cool and creative contraptions. Some of my personal favourites are this thing. We have got ourselves a drop down outdoors table, and it works using slime blocks, which is really quite fancy. But not only that, if it starts raining, which of course it always does in England, we hit this button and we will get ourselves a roof that actually pops out so that we can chill out here without any of the water landing on our heads. Inside is much the same. We've got armor equipping stations, storage systems and everything like that, but this really caught my eye. A colour changing rug. I mean, that's just wicked. And as he says himself in the video, stairs are for losers. We use piston elevators here. Apparently not very well. We use piston elevators here, and the way that it works is just so cool. He retracts the stairs out of the way and then pushes the floor upwards. I wouldn't have even thought of that. Look how the staircase is just rebuilt around us. Love it, absolutely love it. And if we pop inside the bathroom, we have got a working mirror. Look, you can see the reflection. Creativity, just to the maximum, absolutely. Everywhere you look, there's some form of redstone contraction or something that I can press to make something cool happen. I mean, seriously, outside there is a surfing machine. Fantastic! Absolutely brilliant! And to round it all off, we've got some groovy tunes. Now if you pop out around the back, you can see the size of the circuit that actually created that song. I was actually going to leave this thing, then I saw this and I was like, I need to find out how to activate that. Awesome work. Okay, let's check out the next one. This one, designed by Pete, has got a rather nice, rather laggy secret underneath. If we flick this lever right here, you can see my fridge actually opens up, revealing this secret entrance. And if I can make my way down there at 11 frames a second, you can see that we have got ourselves a rather enormous room. Holy mackerel. If I press this button, what on earth happens next? closes up, and then I'm guessing I have to get the right combination, maybe? I got it! I got the right combination! So we've opened that up, and that means that we go down here into the next area. He's basically created like a big game. Are these spoons? Oh my word, that is hilarious. It's like a monument. And there it is. Oh, please tell me that's a spoon-based flying machine. Is this a spoon-based flying machine? It is! I love it! I absolutely love it! Oh man, this thing's mega! So now we've made it down to the bottom, the lights have switched on, we have spoons in the floor. I feel like we need to do something like this on the Hermitcraft server, because this is brilliant. And we can add to the spoon counter. This is how big the spoon counter has to be. Oh. Man, love it, absolutely love it. I have to say, you know, like, these sorts of builds, I can't believe how creative you guys get with them. Absolutely ridiculous. This is the spoon counter. It's probably like 1 billion spoons. Who can count them? I wonder if there's a way that someone could work it out. Everywhere you go in this place is really cool. This is the outdoors simulator. I think if I just hit this, so start/stop simulator. Camper van travelling down the road. This place is enormous. I'll have to put links to all of the videos featured, of course I'm going to do that, and they all have well downloaded them. So if you want to check them out and just see what on earth is going on here, then please do. I would highly suggest doing it. You can spend all day. Glowing Mushroom has taken a slightly different approach, also working on the surrounding area around my build, placing in fun little things. For example, my ocean base, with of course the coffee tables. And over here we also have Mount Mumbo, which is perfectly holding a well-crafted spoon. You guys are so brilliant at building spoons. But what on earth? I could never build a spoon that good. But this is fantastic. And of course we have the house over here that is also, by the look of things, filled up with a bunch of redstone contraptions. And of course the camper van. The camper van is making an appearance and appears to have an actual seat. And I'm wearing a parrot's head. How did that come about? I apologise, it's not actually a parrot's head at all. It's a cow's head, and also it's from the person that actually made it, so that's the skin to look out for. This is brilliant, and I love those sounds. These must be some of the new sounds that have recently been introduced into Minecraft, because they sound brilliant. So there we go, working TV in the living room. I mean, clearly there's a bunch of stuff going on. We have stuff happening. He nailed the Waitrose ready meals. I think I said in the video that I generally like eating Waitrose ready meals. He's got me spinach cannoli. Oh, brilliant. I need to do more of these sorts of things. Just seeing your builds and your creativity, it honestly makes my day. There we go. I'm fully equipped with lots and lots of camera equipment. We've got Ursa Mini Pros, got Sony A7R2s. Love it, absolutely love it. By the look of things, there's stuff happening upstairs as well. We've got a diving pool. Fantastic work. Now I'll be honest, this one just made me laugh. Someone took the instruction to fill my house with redstone very literally. I don't even think you guys can hear me. There is redstone everywhere. There's nowhere there isn't red. Redstone. He was Zach to us, who has created, well, a piston house. And one thing that I really like about this is the attention to detail that has gone in. So instead of having camera equipment, we now have TNT, we have things like observers lying around. Everything that could possibly be switched into something redstone related has been switched into something redstone related. And that just has to be commended. I mean, how could it not? Look, even the glass in my shower has been turned red. My monitors have been turned into sticky pistons and my speakers into observers. Jackson 5 Gaming is another one that's gone for the hidden entrance technique. This time, we have got ourselves a rather cool potion brewing station down at the bottom. But one thing that I'm slightly more excited for is the fact that we've got ourselves a TNT player launcher. Now, I greatly respect Minecraft players that include TNT player launchers in their builds. I mean, seriously, they always work so perfectly. They're always great fun to use. But anyway, up at the top here, we've also got ourselves a spoon counter, and this is a fancy spoon counter. 7-segment display spoon counter. Now there is another secret entrance which will take us through into a different zone in the base. Don't think I did that correctly. I think I was meant to be launched across, but we have now arrived in the Mumbatron. So this guy right here is the Mumbatron. I guess this is like a computer type system. So if we place this inside here,